If you have so many business ideas, but you don't know what to focus on, you feel you have too many interests, you're multi-passionate, you don't know who your audience is, or you think that you're selling to everybody and you really can't find out how to niche down, then this episode is for you. Today we are talking about the need to possibly narrow your niche and all of the questions that go along with that. I know it's at the forefront of many yoga teachers and wellness entrepreneurs' minds when it comes to building their online business. At the same time, niching seems to be quite a controversial topic, especially in the wellness and health business. Deciding on a niche seems to be all about marketing and selling and less about helping people. After all, everybody needs yoga or healing or coaching, and by niching down, you might think that you exclude people and limit yourself. If you're thinking like this, if this is what you believe, I get where you're coming from. But if you try building your online business without a clear niche, you're making it really, really hard for you, if not impossible. You're not setting yourself up for success. And this is not what we want, right? So let's dive in and talk about how to find your niche. Hey there, welcome to the Blissful Biz podcast. I'm your host, Susanne Reiche, here to help yoga and wellness entrepreneurs build a thriving online business. If you're ready to make a bigger impact and earn money online, you are in the right place. Each week you learn about websites, digital products, social media strategies, and what's working now to build your online business. And now let's get started. So, what do I mean by niche, or niche as some people say? A niche is a segment of your potential customers. For example, instead of offering all kinds of yoga classes to everyone in your town, your niche could be prenatal yoga to women who are pregnant. Here, the style of yoga is your niche, which is a common approach to niching down. Now, if you're struggling with this because you want to do everything, you're not alone. I know it's tough to pick one topic, and it might feel like putting yourself in a box. A lot of people don't want to pick a niche because of this. But maybe think of it like this. If you wanted to learn advanced arm balances, would you go to a yoga for beginners class in your local gym? No, you would look for a specialized class or workshop on arm balances. The reality here is your potential clients have very different levels of experience as well as different ages, genders, and backgrounds. Carving out a specific offering to meet the specific needs of a specific type of student can be highly beneficial for your business. People have specific problems and they are looking for experts or leaders who can help them with that. It's a fact, my friend. Choosing a niche will make your brand and your business more profitable faster. So here's the thing. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a yoga teacher about their audience and who they serve, and they respond with, everybody who needs what I offer. But that's not true. It's wrong and it's not going to work. Unless you're an enormous national or multinational company, you do not have the resources to serve everybody. Period. Sorry, I have to give you some tough love here. Think about all those big companies. They started with a niche too. Amazon just sold books in the beginnings. Crocs just ugly shoes. I mean, they still do that, but they sell a lot of other maybe ugly stuff too. You have to start with something specific and targeted. This is because you need to resonate with people emotionally to get them to invest in your offers. You need to capture their psychology or their needs. And it takes a lot of marketing to do that with all different types of people. I feel there are more yoga teachers all the time, and everybody can teach similar things or want to create similar things. I think it's really important to be able to distinguish yourself from the other teachers who are out there so that when people are looking for a solution to their problems or want to learn from someone, they can really zero in and see how you are a good fit for them, their learning style, and the way they want to evolve and grow as a human being or whatever problem you're trying to solve for them. Yes, it's possible to do everything under the sun and be successful. For example, teach all kinds of yoga styles, yoga for moms or seniors in the morning, vinyasa classes in the afternoon, yin yoga in the evening, pranayama workshops at the weekend. You do Reiki sessions and all the things. If that works for you, it's maybe because you are a local business and your location is actually your niche. And, that's great. So keep doing that. As always, there's never one way that's right for everybody. But having said that, especially in the online world, you will get better results faster when you niche down. Now, this sounds counterintuitive to many. So, for example, when I started my business, working with yoga teachers, my mom asked me all the time, why didn't I offer my online course to everyone? Why would I only offer it to yoga teachers? More potential customers would equal more money, right? But no, this is really, really wrong, unfortunately. My students connect with me and they buy my offers because I solve their specific problems, because they feel I understand them. I get feedback from my students all the time that they bought a course or because I'm offering something that they feel is just for them. Of course, it could happen that one day when I feel I've outgrown my niche, I might broaden it. And I'm actually started doing that. So I now say I'm working with yoga teachers and wellness entrepreneurs. But I started really focused only on yoga teachers. So this can happen, right? So you can feel the need to broaden your niche. So for example, when your niche is the Dutch market, one day you might decide to offer your products and offers in English, in the English language, and reach a wider audience. This would be broadening your niche. But if you would have started with a wide audience, it probably would have taken you much longer to come to that point. You could be a big fish in a small pond, or a small fish in a huge pond overlooked by everyone. Being specific is very, very powerful. If you are the best perfect fit for a particular targeted problem, you will go worlds farther with that audience than if you just kinda resonate with a lot of different people. So here's what happens when you narrow your niche. Number one, you make it easier for the right people to find you and to fall in love with your offerings. And here I also mean Google. Niching down is especially important in the online world. Google loves blogs or websites that are experts on a specific topic and will direct more traffic to it than to a website that covers all kind of content because people will spend more time on it. And number two, you begin to stand out as an expert or leader in your topic. So for example, instead of listing all the possible benefits that a yoga practice can have on your website, which we all know is a lot, narrow it down to the biggest problem your audience has. It could be that you're teaching in a small town, mostly to middle-aged folks who have a lot of back problems. So you focus on that for your online business. You offer workshops, yoga for back problems. You create blog posts about this, yoga for back problems, how you can 3 yoga poses to help you with your lower back problems or things like that. You maybe have a free video or a PDF with some tips that people can download. You can still do other things, teach other classes, but you become the expert in your community for yoga for back problems. Again, this doesn't mean that you can't do anything else, that you can't teach any other classes. It just means that you have a focus. And in the best case, your focus is aligned with what your audience needs and what you are passionate about. And this is also important. Having a clear niche can make it easier for you to create helpful, valuable offerings that people are wanting to buy. If you have a lot of topics, you talk about it, it can lead to overwhelm. While when you have a specific niche, it's suddenly much easier to come up with ideas what to write or talk about. So you can probably come up with 5 to 10 ideas, what tips to share for people with back problems right away. Super simple, right? So having a niche helps you to focus. Whatever your business is, there is a way to get really specific and talk to actual things people are experiencing. That will help them connect with your brand and what you can do for them. So let's have a closer look at niches and what's an ideal niche. And I'm also going to share a ton of examples with you. When you hear of a niche for yoga teachers, you might think about prenatal yoga or Ashtanga yoga, a specific teaching style that defines your niche. And if that fits you, it might be perfect, right? This might really what's working for you. The problem for many is this can feel restricting because most yoga teachers, they teach more than one style, especially in the beginning of your career. So you might teach Vinyasa yoga and Yin yoga and yoga for beginner workshops. And now you have to pick one? Impossible, right? The good news is you don't have to. A niche can be much more. It can be the way you teach. It can be demographic, a language, an age group, expertise. So here's an example. Let's say your niche is yoga for beginners. It's a good niche, but still very broad. I mean, this would cover millions of people around the world. So you become more specific. Yoga and Spanish for beginners. That's a little bit more niche down already. Like choosing a language can be a great niche. It can be a niche. So also like when you say, okay, I'm going to build my business in Dutch. That's a great niche. But still, it's kind of broad. So you could get even more specific, for example, for an online course you plan to offer. Yoga and Spanish for young moms who want to get their strength back in just 15 minutes a day. Something like that. Now, this is quite specific. Do you think it would be too restricting? Maybe, but guess what? When someone in that situation finds your offering, she's going to be interested. She's going to devour your content, sign up for your email list, become your biggest fan, and buy your products. And this is what we want. I can see this as a great online business with a blog or a podcast and an online course that offers daily super short classes that moms can do in a few minutes of their free time. Also, think about the community you could create here, the bonding and the friendships that could spring up because you bring those people together. So be with me. I always get so excited when I think or talk about online courses and businesses. So it's what I love doing. So here are a few more ideas how to pick a niche. So you can pick a topic like nutrition, meditation, pranayama, or you can pick, of course, a yoga style like hot yoga, kundalini yoga, ashtanga yoga, yin yoga. Or you can combine things like yoga and surfing or yoga for surfers, yoga for cancer patients. And if all of this doesn't work for you, you can also pick specific demographics. Gender, are you focusing on yoga for men or yoga for millennials if you choose an age group, meditation for men? Language is a niche too, as I said before, or your location can be a niche. So these are all demographics to define your niche or the language or gender, etc. And this approach works for a lot of people, but it might not be right for you. Maybe your students are all kind of ages, like some are 25, some are in their 60s. So how would you choose your niche? So let's try a different approach. If that's you, maybe your ideal customers match when it comes to their values or their aspirations. For example, your ideal customer could be someone who seeks purpose and peace or happiness in their life, who wants to prioritize making this their new reality right now, not waste any more time, who needs your knowledge, expertise, and support to break through limiting beliefs and lead them to the desired outcome, who understands the value of the change and is ready to invest to make it happen. So this could be pretty much anyone, right? Demographically, but it still speaks to a certain person. This is more difficult to narrow down, but it's so worth it. It will make a huge difference in the way you communicate your offers. So for example, when you describe what you do on your website, or even how your website should look. You probably already have an idea in your head. What's your personality, your niche? Your task is to describe it in words. So that's your next task. And if you're struggling with this, I want you to really listen and trust to your intuition. So listen to your intuition and trust it. Think about, what do you enjoy writing or talking about most? What doesn't feel like a chore or something you should be doing? This can be challenging. Sometimes it feels like we have just too many choices. So try not to overthink, but really trust your intuition. Go with what feels good. What's important to remember here is simplicity sells. If you can't understand it or explain it, don't do it. So let's get a little bit more specific in how to really define your niche. A niche is comprised of 3 things: your topic, what you are talking about, your story, and your audience. Those 3 things come together to create what your niche is actually going to be. So for example, when I started my business, it was all about marketing tips for yoga teachers. So that was my topic, but until I figured out what my story and audience was, I didn't really have a niche. It was just a topic. When I got into my story and why I was so passionate about yoga teachers to build an online business, I was able to connect with people who could also connect with my story. But when I got even more clear on who my ideal audience was, so yoga teachers or wellness entrepreneurs who have been in business a while and are now ready to take their businesses online, it was easier for them to understand me and for me to explain things to them and to create offers that they need. So with those 3 things, I think you can really define a niche and make it easier for yourself to communicate it clearly. So that's your topic and or what you're offering. Then it's what you are talking about, your story, and it's your audience. Those 3 things need to come together. Another example. So let's say you're a yoga teacher and you overcame a debilitating disease. Everyone who struggles with chronic illness and disease in particular is going to instantly resonate with your story when you share that. That's a topic, that's a story and an audience that makes up your niche. If you don't have a story yet, maybe you're still right in the middle of your own transformation. That's fine. You'll figure it out as you go along, and you will go back and revisit your definition of your niche again and again on your business journey. So there's one last thing I want to talk about that might be stopping you from niching down. And that's if you're interested in so many things. You could never decide on one thing. And so here's the good news. I don't think you have to. If you feel like there are too many things that you are passionate about, it's okay to start with more than one topic and narrow it down over time. Clarity comes with taking action. You're probably right now at a point in your career where you have the smallest number of followers or clients you'll ever have. So use this, experiment, try different things. When you get bigger and your business is more established, it will be more challenging to switch things up. See this phase where you are right now as an opportunity. But also, please remember, you don't need to try to turn everything you are interested in into a business. You don't have to monetize everything you do. You can have hobbies, multiple interests. Not everything needs to go on your website and be shared with the world and get people to pay for it. So I hope this makes you breathe a little bit easier. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed learning about niching as much as I did talking about it. Until we talk again next week, make it a wonderful week. I can't wait to connect with you again soon. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Blissful Biz podcast. If you like the show, please leave a review on iTunes. This would mean the world to me. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast to never miss a new episode. To learn more about how to work with me one-on-one, my courses and membership, or to get instant access to freebies, workshops, and more, go to susannereiker.com right now. Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.